that was some epic pre-show stuff there.
Yeah, we had a good. It was a nice opening. It was a nice
That
opening
our
for us.
viewers popping in, and they don't get the chance to see that.
Nope.
I wasn't recording either.
Oops. Got to start the show again.
No, the show's recording.
What episode number are we on?
242.
Nice.
The slow crawl to 300.
Excellent. I can't
Jake
wait.
Engstrom is already popping in. He's probably at some fancy restaurant watching.
Yeah, we were talking about him last episode about he's got to give us like his menu or like a you go to like a fancy hotel and the concierge can give you like a bunch of hotel recommendations, or not hotel but restaurant recommendations. We're gonna have to get those from Jake.
Yeah.
He's down at the On-Road Nationals right now, I think.
He is?
I think it's in Coral Springs. I think he went down to run some. I saw somewhere that I think he's running VTA down there.
Look at this dude. Jake is currently at an Italian restaurant, but by himself.
Ooh.
Wow. Okay. He's usually there with his woman.
Mm-hmm.
And ever since we mentioned it, I think Jake, over the past week and a half, he really ramped it up going to the restaurants from all his posts.
Yeah, like all of a sudden he's like, I'm gonna show these guys.
And apparently he is dating a very smart woman. Jake could not convince her to go down to the on-road paved nats. Very smart.
He's actually at one of our favorite locations to go to in Florida for RC races, which was Coral Springs. I mean, I'm trying to think the last time I was down there. It's been a while, actually. I mean, for a while we had 2 races a year down there on the Super Cup, and it seems like then we would go to Mills Pond, which is even a little further south. And we haven't been there for a little while. He's there for an on-road race though, but it's on the same property as the dirt track. So
right. Well, Jake, you could pop into the show. There's a link there. You can give us an update from the paved on-road nats.
Straight from the restaurant.
Straight from the Italian restaurant. That'd be awesome. Well, I wonder what he ordered. Probably just plain spaghetti.
Spaghetti and meatballs.
Yeah. Did you get the meatballs?
Can't go wrong with that.
Nah.
Do you remember the? I don't know why. I don't know why this is. I'm thinking about this, but I guess when you said meatballs, but it reminded me of. You remember the movie with Chevy Chase where I think it was Funny Farm when he went into the restaurant, the little local diner, and he was trying to get the record for the lamb fries.
No, I don't remember that.
So yeah, he like moved into town and they had like a little handwritten, sign for the record of lamb fries, and he's just eating away, and his wife is there with him, and the waitress is watching him, real closely, and she's like. And the guy sitting next to him was watching him really closely, and he's like, you're on the verge of a record. And they're like, really? He's like, yep. I forget what the number is. It's like 78 lamb fries or something is the record. And
okay.
And what you at now? And she's like, you're at 76. And he makes like an announcement. He says, "Record's going down tonight." And he's eating them, and she's like, "That's 78. That's 79. That ties the record." and she erases it. It's like a chalk, right? It's like a chalkboard,
Right.
and he's there. It is a new record, and so he's like, no, I'm still going, still going. She's updating it, 80, whatever the number is. And finally, the guy sitting next to him, he's like, man, that record has stood for a long time. Not many people have a have a taste for sheep balls anymore. He just starts spitting them out, and then she starts deleting them off of his record. She's like, oh no, it's not 83
As he's spitting them
now.
out. Yeah.
Yeah, he's all back to 81. So
Man, I gotta go back and watch it. I have it on Prime.
okay, there you go. Funny Farm.
Yeah, I love when the movers were trying to cross the bridge. That was my favorite part. With
There
the
was some good
U-Haul
stuff in that movie.
Let's see. We got Rick checking in here. Says, "Hey guys, Jason, have you guys found a place for the last round of NCTS now? Now that Thunder Road is closing."
Yeah, we actually did. We're going to run it at Island Raceway, which is in Iowa. I can't really remember how to pronounce the city right now, but it's going to be at the Island Raceway in Iowa. So we're excited about going to a new track.
There you go. And you just got back from Adrenaline RC Speedway. Is that what it's called?
That's right. We
in
flew
Virginia.
We flew up to Virginia last. I guess it was last Thursday. Flew into Reagan Airport, little tiny airport there, and then drove over, which was kind of in traffic, but we got the job done. Got over to the race, ran one practice run Thursday, and then we, did the dinner thing, then got out there Friday. Lee Setzer redid my shocks for me because they were all I don't know, they were just they've been built for so long, the O-rings and the seal gland area was all just swelled up, and car was horrible on my first run, and so we redid the shocks and went back to my tire routine that I used there last year. Just the Smoothie 2s in silver compound. Worked good and got better all the time. Track got better every time I got out there, and we had a good race. Obviously, a lot of different things kind of going to a different location like that. Yeah, you got it up here now. I love the building for this.
This is the 40 plus you're in here.
Yep.
We'll rewind it a little bit. There we go.
I love this building for the track, and I actually really like driving this track because it's just a real nice, large open track. Kind of gives you the opportunity to open up the faster cars, and this layout was really tricky. It didn't look super tricky, but this is a natural dirt track. There's only water on it. There's no chemicals. There's no seal on it. So this is it's really a great building for this. Like, the track is really cool, and they did a good job building it. Yeah, this is me running here, and I did okay. There was a couple qualifiers I felt a little better. In the mains, I felt like it wasn't quite as good in the first main here as I would have liked to have been, but yeah, it's okay.
It is what it is.
Yeah, the tough part on this track they're calling the sketch double was that section I just went over in the back right corner, which it was actually easy to clear the double. You can see I'm rolling it here the entire main because it was easy to over jump it and spin out. You come through here and you jump, so I'm just rolling it.
Nope.
But so you can see that there's just some difficulty here. We had fun. We had a lot of fun at this race. I also got Jason Santos to come out. He came out with the vintage. Yeah, he came out with the vintage cars. He brought his RC10 Worlds car and his T2 mid motor that he made, and he ran them both in the. He ran his RC10 in 17.5 Indy class, and he ran his stadium truck with the 13.5 stadium truck. So he had a great weekend. Both of his cars did pretty good out there. He did a little tuning, little tire stuff, just like everybody. He had all of his stuff ready to go. His tires were ready. He just bolted them on and off, and he was prepared and ready to race. And I think he had a good weekend. We all had fun. I mean, we had a good pit area. It was me, Jason on this one table. Then on the other side, it was Tyler Hooks and Brock Champlin was on the other side. Then Lee, Dustin Evans, and they had another little separate table by us, and we're right there in the hobby shop. Great store in there. You know, people coming in and out, getting their stuff, getting foods and snacks and RC stuff, and you get your car ready and you head out. You know, the track is this building is separate from where the hobby shop where we were pitting, but it's like, 15 feet away probably. You know, you step out of one door and you make a turn and you're right back in the other building. So
right.
They had room outside for pits, had a couple tents out there set up for racers, and they also are working on a outdoor 8-scale track, which I think they're hoping to be ready with that by the end of June, I think, early July, kind of get their first race out there. So
wow, so this is how long are the mains?
5 minutes each. There was actually triple mains.
Oh,
here,
what?
So
there's triple mains in this video. I was like, dang, you guys are running 15 minutes.
Yeah, no. So we had 5 minutes each, triple mains, and so you can see here. This is I guess this is still me.
Randy's saying, what was the tire of choice again?
We ran Smoothie 2s in silver. I ran one set all weekend from practice through. I also ran 2-wheel mod 2 in qualifying, and then triple mains in mod. So I guess I had to have at least 6 runs of practice. I think I had 5 qualifiers because I didn't one I broke in, I think. So
wait, broke?
In one qualifier.
Oh, look at that, Dave McEwen.
Yeah.
Dang, you're ahead of Dave. What's going on here?
Here's A2. Here's A2. My
All
car's a
right.
little better here. Yep. My car's a little better here in A2. Had a pretty good run here. The first main I didn't
was that
crash.
because you qualified first or because you're
Yep.
Jason Rhoda?
Nope.
Okay.
Because I qualified first. I'm getting around okay here. I mean, to give you an idea,
is Dave
kind of
behind
sucks. Yeah, he is. It kind of sucks to say this, but so right here I'm doing about 18 O's, 18.1, 18.2. I think those are my fastest laps. And when Brock was the winner, right? The 2-wheel modified class. He was getting into the 16-second lap range. So I would have liked to be a little closer But then again, he's
40
one
plus.
of the one of the brightest, one of the brighter young RC talents. But of course, I'm still looking at his lap times, going, I need to be faster." But I took it easy here. I didn't try to jump the double as we talked about in the back, so that's a little slower. See, I'm just rolling there, roll the double.
Yeah.
But
Rolling,
I jumped that.
rolling,
Jump
rolling.
that. You get probably a couple more tenths if you do it right. But I think generally, I think.
Well, you claim you just taking it easy.
Well, right here,
Maybe you're a little scared of that double.
Oh, I was definitely scared of the double. I'm not gonna lie about that.
You're afraid you're going to overshoot and not be able to.
Oh, you just do a donut
Take
if you
that
jump
turn.
it. If you jump it too far, the car just
Yeah.
flat lands and you do a donut over there.
Whoa! What were we doing there? Dang.
Is that? Well, actually, this is going to be kind of funny. If you during this race, you can see what kind of
I'm going back to
distractions.
it.
You can see what kind of distractions I have to deal with here. But Lee Setzer is
we go,
turn
here we go.
marshaling. Was that the front was like straight up? Is that
Yeah.
what it was? So
Yeah.
at that back left corner, seeing the
Again, our apologies to the audio listeners, but
yeah, sorry.
you need to.
You have to go on and
Yeah.
watch this. A2
Yeah.
40 plus. Oh, there's me.
Oh,
Little mistake.
oh, that was
I don't like
man. That was. We got to go back and see that.
I don't like that.
We need somebody to clip that for us,
Right here.
so I can just play it over and over again. Boom. Ooh, what were you thinking?
I have
there?
another couple mistakes in this actually. But so Lee is at the top left corner turn marshaling, right?
You're correct.
You can see like the salmon colored shorts, red.
Yeah, I see him
salmon
up there.
colored.
Yep.
Well, watch as this race kind of continues. He starts to flash me.
This is A2.
Yep.
Yep. Starts to flash you? What do you mean?
Yes. So watch. As this race continues, I don't know how many minutes in are we in this main, does it say?
Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
So just keep
Well,
your
it'll be
eye
about
on
4 minutes in.
So keep your eye on Lee in the back left corner as I come around. And for our just listeners, you're gonna have to watch this on the
Yeah, you have to go on
channel.
YouTube, search Radio Impound.
All right, so watch Lee. Hasn't done anything yet,
I want-
right?
Right. He looks like he wants to do something. Looks like he was going to kick your car there, I think. Oh, what's going on? Okay. I thought he was. All right, Jason coming around here.
Let's see
Now he's clapping for, and then he has to go pick you up because you went right into the.
the island.
Wow,
All
what
right,
was that
so
all
this,
about? All right, good.
I think I hit a rock. I think I hit a rock and the thing just went completely sideways and I went into the island.
Yeah.
I was
As
kinda mad
Lee
about
was
that.
clapping and telling you which direction to go in.
Yeah, now watch him now. See what he
I think
does.
there's a fire outside my house. You hear that?
I do. Let's see if he catches it there. Did you see him yet?
All right. I think we're okay.
Oh,
No, he's pointing to what direction for you to go into.
okay, so now this is where it starts to heat up probably. All right, so I'm coming around here, getting
Okay.
through some traffic. All right, now watch him here. Did you see him?
Yeah, I saw that.
He
So on the
flashed him.
driver's stand, what were you thinking?
I'm laughing because he does this stuff
Yeah.
to me.
Do you
when I'm
screw up here
driving.
somewhere because of that?
I
you
don't
should
think
stay
so.
focused. This is where you wrecked before, and you're fine. And
So let's see if he does something here.
No, he's just goofing off. Oh, you must have won. Okay.
So yeah, those are the kind of distractions we get out there in the 40 plus class. You know, it's not enough.
And the
that
final
we're-
results: Jason first, Dave McEwen second, Mike Sutherland third.
You know, it's not enough that we're 40 plus years old trying to concentrate, and then we got Lee trying to flash us back there, right?
Yeah. Wait a minute, that wasn't you out front. Do you guys switch up the order?
No, because
you
I
did
won
race.
I won
Yeah,
A1
you
and
won.
A2, so Like
So you felt like you could sit this one out.
yep, that's the rule. You're supposed to sit it out.
Oh, you have to? That's a rule?
Well, it's a Brewer and an IFMAR rule, but
Is it really?
hmm
Why would they want you to sit out? Like what?
because then you can control the race, right? You could just if you wanted
You can control the
to,
race because you already won.
yeah, you already won, so you can just go out there and like take people out and block and
Gaia. Okay.
so
But I mean, really,
you're
who would do that? Jeez. But I guess
actually
you could hold up
happened.
other,
It actually just happened. It happened recently at a race. It's so funny that you brought that up. That actually happened
I
at
mean, so it actually happened where somebody already had it wrapped up and they raced
the third main, yeah.
the third main, obviously not going by the Roar or IFMAR rules then.
Yep, correct.
Okay. So they got in the third main, they already won, and then they started blocking, right?
Yeah, they kind of were. According to the story that I heard, I haven't personally watched the whole video. The story that I heard was the Killick brothers, which I actually know them. They're from Germany, and they're fantastic drivers. But for some reason, one of them won the first two main, and then the other one was qualified second, I believe. And then they kind of played some games in the third main and and this wasn't even it was like a warm-up race. It was
Right.
like not even the actual well, you probably couldn't do it as an actual. So it was kind of like a fun race. But anyway, I don't know why it was done. I heard there might have been some payback because Bruno was involved. Bruno Coelho, he was the one that took the brunt of it, I guess. But I don't know. I heard there might be some payback, like they were upset about Bruno at another race. I don't know. Who knows?
Oh, wow.
But this actually just did happen, which is so funny that you bring it up.
Well, it's something I would do if I was allowed in there. I would never be
Heel.
in that position, but yeah,
Heel.
turn heel. You should have
I mean,
turned heel.
wonder if you could just blame that. Just say, hey, you know what? I turned heel, so we have to do some things.
Yeah. I see the Trinity banner up there.
This is Dave McEwen, actually, I think, leading here in the third main.
Yeah. Big dog.
Yep.
Team Rip Driver.
Big dog. Yeah, so
Yeah,
he
Dave's
did
been
good. He was
doing this for
pitting.
years.
He was pitting by
Years
us.
upon years.
He was pitting by us.
Oh, Dave
and so
was?
was yeah. Brendan Edwards came from California. He was riding with us in the rental, and we were watching the games at night. You know, the Lakers Nuggets games were on. We were watching those at
Yeah.
night,
Brutal.
and we were watching. Then we were doing racing during the day. So yeah, as I said, Brock Champlin won 2-wheel and 4-wheel mod here. Hannah's brother, which is Jacob Hardison, he is actually the race announcer and director here. He actually won 13.5 4-wheel, and Talon Henley, who comes from the track in Hoosier in Louisiana, not Louisiana, I'm sorry, is near Louisville, Kentucky. That's where we fly into. It's actually they're in Indiana, New Albany, Indiana. But yeah, he won 17.5 2-wheel, and then that Brendan Edwards, who came from California, who was hanging out with us, races for us and associated. He won the truck classes, short course and stadium truck.
Oh.
So you might have seen a photo bumping around the internet with all of us on the track with our trophies, and that was the layout. So. So
There's somebody popping in here.
Hello, yes, Jason. It's the devil.
oh no.
What was the name of those racers you said were blocking? Or beating up on Bruno?
Oh, I don't know if I want to say anything now.
Oh, you already said it, so you might as well say it again. But anyway, those are my favorite drivers. I love it. They took Bruno out.
The Killick brothers.
The Killick Brothers. What a name. I love it. Anyway, back to Gotti.
Look
All
at
right.
this.
Well, the devil checked in. Thank you. Oh, we got to
Ah.
go back to that photo. Who was there? You, Dave
Dave.
McEwen,
And that's Eddie Henley from,
Eddie Henley.
yeah, he's from the track at Hoosier RC. So
Oh, okay.
we had a good race there. It was nice to be there, and it was a little different crew that we had. Sometimes you have, we had a couple different people kind of traveling or riding with us, so it was kind of a little refreshing to be with a little different group and just, different conversation. But then it all kind of goes back to the same. But
let's see here. We already did that. What was the tire choice? We already got that one done. Corey Jordan. Any Nitro J Concept races coming up soon?
left tire salute. We are talking about some 8-scale races. It's not going to happen in 2023, but maybe 2024. We were considering some 8-scale races this year, but we've been doing some dirt ovals. We have a couple dirt oval events that we had on the schedule this year, which will continue next year, of course. But we've been talking about adding an 8-scale event or two, but it's, we used to have a race in Omaha, Nebraska called the Spring, the 1/8 Spring Nationals, it was called. It was in Omaha at the Hobbyplex, where Alex Sturgeon's track. And we started it there when it was actually an outdoor track. They had no roof over it then when we started our race there. And I used to go there. Like the first 2 or 3 years I went there to run 8-scale. John Faulkner was with us at the time. He'd always be my mechanic. He'd be my mechanic out there and get my cars ready. And that was probably one of my heydays of 8-scale racing when he was my mechanic, because he really liked 8-scale. And he would get the stuff ready and we would go 8-scale racing. So that was really kind of a cool part of, I didn't really think about that at the time, but it was really kind of a cool time period for us because I got to do some 8-scale. My cars were in good shape. When I did it myself, my cars were never really that good a shape. So, like the timing would be way off. Like my driving would be good. The track suited me. I would be leading, and my cars, the engine would just run like complete crap, or that I would have stuff like that happen because I wasn't really ready, or we're working, like we couldn't rebuild a whole car and get everything perfect. And when John was with us, he really made sure that the nitro cars and 8-scale stuff was ready to go. And I had some good races with him in the pits, and we always had a lot of fun. When John Pint was with us, I did a little 8-scale with him. Not near as much. We did one race in Florida, I think, and a couple other events. But so yeah, I always tell the guys I do want to run nitro again at some point, but it's been kind of a while. And I'm sure if we do an 8-scale race again, that I probably will run the first one just to say that I do. But I have to bring a mechanic because I don't want to do all.
You don't want to be working on that.
Oh man. Gonna have to bring I gotta bring like a Richard Saxton or somebody like that, fly him in.
Right, bring the heavy hitters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was. It would be kind of a cool experience because it's been so long. I've never raced with a headset. I don't have no clue what it's like to drive or race with a headset. So it'd be kind of fun to do that. And I don't know if I would really like it or not, but
It'd be awesome if you were like at LCRC and I was there and I'd be on the headset with you.
That would be a mess. You'd start talking about the
It'd be
96 Nats, and I'd be like, "Oh,
Yeah.
you remember?" I'd start
Don't
talking.
forget
and
the
then
96 Nats where you blew a one main lead.
it's like, "Oh, great! Now you bring it up."
Look at we got the 96 Nats in.
Got to.
Which, by the way, I reached out to Chris Bing, and it's just going to be next to impossible to schedule that guy.
You know, it's busy.
He's very busy. And it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Schedules just do not match up. Maybe
It's
one day
okay.
they will. Chris Bing, if you're watching, you can click the link and join the show, and then we'll have you on. That's right. Jake Ingstrom saying you have to mention the 96 Nats every podcast. Yeah.
You know what's
Just
funny
accept
about
it.
all
You may
that?
not like it, but accept it.
You know what's
My
funny
favorite
about
Nats of all
that
time.
is I did not like that Nats at all.
You loved it. Well, of course
I
you did.
did not
I
like
guess,
that
right?
race at all.
Well, you had it. You would have liked it if you won. Didn't blow that one
Well,
main lead.
what's funny about it is I didn't care about four wheel. Like,
I know you didn't. We talked
I
about
don't-
this 1,000
yeah,
times, but
I
dude,
don't-
you had to care after that first main.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. We could have buried
knew
the
what was up
double
for
X4
grabs.
right there. Just buried that car right then and
It
there.
hurts, man. I think about it sometimes. Laying in bed at 3
You know
in the
what?
morning, I'm like, "Man, I can't believe
That
Jason
race
blew
doesn't
that."
bother me. That race doesn't bother me. There's a couple other races that definitely bother me more than that.
That
one does.
race was, nah, that had to be the biggest one, though. Biggest disappointment
You know what's weird is the other
for
thing
yourself.
I didn't really.
I'm not talking about your.
No, I didn't really. What's weird about it is I didn't really blow it because I wasn't like TQ
You
or
blew it.
anything. You know, I was qualified further back. So, oh yeah, we're watching two wheel mod here, but yeah, I know what you mean. But there's several other races that bother me a lot more than that one. That's for sure. You know what I don't like. What I don't like about
What's that?
getting older is I don't like that I'm starting to forget about some of these things.
Absolutely.
I
That's why I
don't
keep
like
thinking
that.
about it over and over again, so I don't forget.
You wake up at night.
Yeah, it is hard to remember stuff though from the early '90s. I notice I'm starting to like lose some of it,
I know, I don't like that.
misremembering.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I hate it, dude. Because I just want to live in the past, and when I forget about the past or forget some stuff in the past, it just bothers the hell out of me.
How about I was just talking to Mark Pavitas today. I mean, at work, before leaving here, him and Scott Hughes called me on FaceTime. So they're both driving. Scott is waiting to pick up his son. In one of those, I don't know, what do you do? Like one of those circle things where you're like a pickup point at a school.
Oh, pick up the kid at the school.
Yeah.
What do you think?
So I think
Yeah,
I
drop-off
picture
circle.
him. Yeah, drop off circle. He's in like one of those, and Mark is driving home because he's got the Friday long drive on Friday, and so we had a great get together there on the FaceTime. So we kind of brought up some old
Right.
stuff, and we were talking about some old things and talking about some new things, and yeah, it was great to get together with both Mark and Scott on the same call. And then doing it on FaceTime was funny because Mark's like, look at this traffic. And he flips the camera around. And he's like, look at this traffic I'm dealing with. It's like you can see the speedometer. He's going 19 miles an hour. And then
Yeah,
he
slow down
stopped.
there,
He's
Mark.
like, look, he's like, now I'm stopped. He goes, it's totally stopped.
Right. Well, he's out there. We're in California, right?
Yep. Yeah, that's right.
So that's a mess out there.
It is, especially on Friday. It's a big mess. So, yeah,
Yeah.
talk to those guys
Well, there you
today. 8 scale racing. think we are going to do some 8 scale stuff next year. Technically, it'll not that this matters at all, but not that it matters at all, but it's another Worlds year next year for 8 scale, but we'll see.
Stuttering John checking in on YouTube.
Okay.
I live in Canoga Park, California. Best place on earth.
You know, that name sounds real familiar to me.
Sounds like it. There's not many people around them. I picture like forest.
Maybe that's what makes it so good.
Canoga, yeah.
Canoga. Maybe that's what makes it so good.
It sounds like it's up north.
So going on this weekend, kind of fast forwarding a little bit, going on right now is they got the World's warm up is happening at Hobby Action, Larry Tom's track in Arizona.
About that. Okay.
So we got the World's warm up going on this weekend, and
got any coverage going on?
We didn't actually send anybody because we're caught between two events. Obviously we just did the one that we're watching here, and then next week is the Roar Fuel Nationals in Northern California. So I didn't want to have to. I didn't think that we should do 3 events in a row. So it was just going to be tough for me to It was going to be tough for me to do 3 in a row. I didn't want Paul or Tyler or anybody else to have to do 3 in a row. So we didn't go to the World's warm up because we already went to the Desert Classic earlier in the year, which same track. And the guys are going to run. The drivers this weekend are going to run the control tires in the mod classes from the Worlds, just so they can have a good feel for what's going on. But next week we have to fly on Wednesday we're flying to Northern California for the Fuel Nats, the Roar Fuel Nats, which is the biggest Roar event of the year, really. It's not. It is the biggest Roar event of the year. It's as far as where Roar gets the most amount of entries and has the most amount of participation. It's the Roar Fuel Nats, and that's going to be at A-Main Hobbies track in Chico, California. So it's been many years since we've been to Chico, so pretty excited about it. So going on right now. A lot of practice at Hobby Action. Drivers are getting tons of laps, just tons of laps.
He's talking about practice.
Oh, they're getting so much practice out there.
They're getting
they
so
are.
Much.
They are.
I need to get that soundbite back on here.
Practice.
Well, the guys are out there getting dirt samples. John Bolton, meanwhile, is sitting at Hobby Haven, one of my favorite tracks of all time.
Yeah.
Hobby
I actually saw while I was driving.
For practice, actually, too. John's practicing. Yeah. Everybody's practicing.
Yeah, it's got to practice.
I guess Friday night's practice, and then what? Tomorrow's the races and stuff. Say.
Yeah, because they have their. Don't they have a big race coming up, or maybe it is this weekend?
I still click on their YouTube channel. Iowa Racing, I believe it is, or something like that.
I thought the race we used to do there was the Labor Day shootout. I thought it was what it was.
Anyway, I go on their YouTube channel and check out their races. Just that track rules. That's how I envisioned if I owned a shop. I would have the shop right here, and then the track right next to it.
Yeah, it's very like
literally.
It's kind of the quintessential something
very cozy
like you would
type feeling for me.
Yeah, it's kind of the quintessential track hobby shop setting.
Quintessential. It's a big word, dude.
Yeah, you're welcome. So I actually just saw a photo of John Bolton's car there. He had the rips on the front. So.
Oh, the Radio Impound branded tires on the front. So Randy's
Yeah,
saying,
exactly.
huh?
Yeah,
What'd you
right.
say?
The rips, the rips.
Yeah, see, we finally got you to make pay a little homage to us here. Videos. Randy's saying videos I saw of Spencer and Aiden running, aka Slicks, with no sauce, look pretty good so far.
Yeah, the guys have been calling me every day, kind of after the day is over, and they started off they started off really loose. Of course, I mean we raced last weekend at this race, Adrenaline. We started off really loose, but track is coming in today because they're blowing it like they would for the race event itself. How the marshals blow the track and then they do the little watering every 4 races
Right.
typically. So they're really bringing up um, the level of track maintenance today. But I mean, to give you an idea, I mean the yesterday Paul and I were checking in on lap times, and in two-wheel drive the guys were in the low 19s, high 18s were good yesterday, and today with more track work and blowing it and another day of driving on it, Paul and I, we were kind of talking about it. Guys are into the 17s. So the track is like a second a lap, almost like a second a lap faster today than it was yesterday, which is a big difference of just more cars on the track and the more consistent maintenance. But yeah, the racers were at first they were not running their two-wheel drives. They're running mostly four-wheel drive because it was still so loose with the tire combo and the no sauce. And but as the track is getting better, it sounds like today things are coming around a lot more. So everybody, well, at least the last time I checked in, I don't know how everybody's doing now, but um, there you go.
John saying rips roll.
They do.
Of course they do. I designed them. John Bolton, Hobby Haven shootout, moved to Memorial Day weekend. There you go.
Okay.
And Chili Duncan's
So
there.
I think it used to be Labor Day weekend. That's
Oh
what
wow.
maybe that's what was confusing me.
All right. All right.
I mean, when that race was back,
All right.
maybe 10 years ago, because I went to the Labor Day shootout. Like, did I go twice? I think
Oh,
I
did
went
you?
twice. Yeah, I went there a couple times, and
Yeah, John's saying it was Labor Day weekend. Yep.
and I mean there was a year I think they were getting almost 300 entries out there. I don't know how it's going to do now, but it's certainly it's it could come back. I think it could come back and do that type of numbers again.
Chili Duncan, by the way, is there, Jason. I don't know if you heard me say that.
Good. I think I don't know if he's gonna take some photos for us or
He'll tag us in it, and we'll get all the info from that.
good.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. It's Brock won. Lee was up there.
Yeah, Dustin got second. Lee got third and two wheel. That was from our INS. Look at that backdrop.
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah, so the world's warm up. It's pretty serious this weekend. The racers are working hard.
So are you gonna have? Do we have live video going up on this?
Probably if you could get up Matt Olson's live feed from on YouTube. You could go to Mod Live Media. I think he is on YouTube. You can check that out, see if that's there.
What is it? Mod.
I think it's mod live video.
Live media.
Mod live media. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, there it is.
You could probably
Oh, we
get
are
that
live.
to come up.
Oh, let's
There you
pull
go.
this up. He's gonna hit me with the copyright.
No, he'll be happy.
Let's see.
Talk about a
Share.
hard worker. Matt Olson, he's busting his butt all the time. So I think today, yeah, this is the live feed.
There we go. Yeah. It's buffering. I think that's on his end though.
Okay. So you can see, I mean, the track looks beautiful. It is. I mean, when you're there, it's so nice. But as
We
we
do
talked
need green
about,
infields, those guys.
as we talked about, the hardest track for some reason. Tell you what, whoever wins the Worlds, they'll definitely earn it because this is the hardest.
Yeah, it looks like you need to really drive that. I'd be in trouble.
You're definitely going to earn it if you're winning this thing.
Let me see if this is. Oh, John's saying Chili says hi, and he's on his 50th pack for practice at Hobby Haven. 50th.
Yeah, but it's probably a short course.
Randy's asking, is the control tires for two-wheel drive front and rear, or just the rears?
It's just the rear in two-wheel drive. The front tire has always been open. So you can actually run any front tire you want in two-wheel drive. There's Gord there blowing the track. We have several international races, like Jorn Newman right there blowing the track. He has
Yeah, I
several
just want to see if this is. I think the buffering's on his end, to be honest with you.
Gonna have to get that.
Can't be.
He's gonna have to
got
get
super
himself
fast internet.
some good internet for the Worlds, because with it being in the United States and everybody it's gonna be the timing, to watch it is gonna be.
Well, it's going to all depend on their Wi-Fi connection there.
Yeah,
Or
I'm
internet
sure they're
connection.
gonna have to get something probably special for that event for internet connection, because the draw and the demand is going to be so high.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see it's a little patchy here.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's not going to cut it. I mean, you're going to have pretty flawless stuff.
Let me see if.
I'm trying to look at his videos while you're doing it.
Yeah. Well, that's on his end. Ah, look at that. I see some guys from Italy there.
We got Tom
That's
Rinnernecht.
the flag.
Got Tom Rinnernecht on the track right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're going to need to get that connection a little better for the Worlds.
Yeah. So that's the story right now, is the World's warm-up this weekend and kind of doing some shakedown. All the fast guys are there. The only one that's really not there that I think is a top contender is Dakota. He didn't go, so
There's Spencer and there's Chase Lemieux there. Wow. All right.
did you see Spencer, or he's just up there on the screen?
Oh,
crawl?
I saw his name up there. Yeah. So
Okay.
one suggestion for Larry there, Larry Tom. How about a red infield because he's an Arizona Cardinals fan?
My guess is it probably would be red because it would kind of match a lot, like the pit tables and everything are red there. So
Well, I'll see. So we need a red infield for the Worlds. Don't let it like this. Which,
yeah, we don't even know where
it's
to
a nice
go.
track. Well, that too. But if I'm gonna watch this, actually, I'm supposed to show up to that race. To be honest with you, but
But when you get your
but
stuff
for the
booked,
live RC viewer, what's that?
we need to get your stuff booked.
Yeah. For the live RC viewers and stuff, I'm telling you, make those infields red, and it will be very enjoyable.
More viewers.
Well, for the ones that are viewing, it's easy on the eyes.
It's a viewing party. Yeah, I mean,
Well, I guess I have to,
go ahead.
I have to subscribe on. There we go. That way,
How many subscribers does he have?
2,960 some.
So he's got a little ways to go.
So when the Worlds come around, he's going to be doing this here,
Yep.
or is
But
it
I mean,
live
it'll
RC
be
only?
actually Matt is doing the Worlds,
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
so pressure is on.
Best of luck.
I think he'll do okay. But it's not easy, there's going to be a lot of demand for the coverage, so. What do you think is, what's the probability like for you showing up out there?
So have you figured out when two-wheel drive is? Like, did they come out with the schedule? An actual?
I didn't see the
'Cause I would
schedule,
like to
but
see that race.
I did type it to you. I typed you the schedule way back when you were talking about it.
Oh, I didn't. I guess I missed that. I thought you said you weren't sure if it was going to be four-wheel drive first or two-wheel drive. Because I don't know if I stay out there for the whole week. Oof. I'd like to show up.
You take Carrie, you make it a vacation. You can go over to Sedona.
No, I'm going to be going out on my own.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to do no vacation type thing. I just want to show up to the race and watch and then leave.
It is easy to fly in there and then get to the track. It's pretty close.
Yeah, I want to try one of those driverless taxis.
Oh, wow.
Because I'm pretty sure it's right in that area. I looked at the map, like I told you.
That would be pretty interesting.
Yeah. You got to try that too, man. I sent you the app that you got to download.
Yeah, I haven't saved that one.
It's only in Arizona.
Driverless taxi.
Yep. So yeah, that would determine, I guess, because I'd like to show up. Like, if so, what do you think? Like, two-wheel drive would start on a Friday, for example. Let's say it's first.
Mm-hmm.
It would be like what, Friday qualifying, Saturday qualifying, Sunday mains.
No, I think what
Or-
actually happens is I think it's Sunday is the start, and then it's Monday and Tuesday
Okay,
is
well,
what two-wheel drive will be.
so 3 days, right?
Yeah, and then four-wheel
Man,
picks
that'd
up.
be perfect.
Yeah, so it's like a Sunday, Monday, Tuesday probably is when you would want to be there.
And
And
then a couple days
and
of
then-
practice for four-wheel.
Yeah, probably. I can't remember if it's just one or might be just
Because
one.
you guys probably get out of there on Saturday then.
Yeah, Saturday is over.
Yeah. So Tuesday, two-wheel drive will be over. Wednesday will be practice for four-wheel drive. Thursday, Friday and Saturday for a while.
Yep.
Yeah. So I could show up and then leave like Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
No disrespect to four wheel. I just can't imagine being out there for the whole week. My anxiety will go through the roof. All right.
So yeah, I mean that's this. So obviously I don't think there's any seating or anything tonight here. That usually makes it a little more exciting. I don't know why they didn't do any seating, but yeah. So then tomorrow starts.
Well, this is just
qualifying.
practice, right?
Yeah, this is just open practice. I think there's no heats or.
Oh yeah, it says down here practice.
Yeah, no
buggy challenge.
heats, no seating or anything. And tomorrow qualifying, and then Sunday main events. So we'll have some world warm-up champs on Sunday. I would say the favorites. Well, the last time we raced there, Spencer Rivkin won both classes. He won 2-wheel and 4-wheel at Desert Classic. Here, I would say the favorites are. We got to go with Spencer as a favorite because he won Desert Classic last race there. Then I'd say Brock Champlin because he got second. There's no Dakota this weekend, but then there's like Michael Orlowski, which I think he's going to be a front runner. Then we have, of course, Mayfield, Dustin Evans, Ty Tessman, Bruno Coelho, Tom Rinderneck. I'm just trying to think off the top of my head. I'm not even like looking at the registered racers, but I'd say that's probably pretty close to the top of the field. It's not going to be easy.
Let's take some questions from inside the chat here. We'll rob some questions.
Okay.
Oh, we got one showed up here. Randy says, I heard Ongaro will be there for the Worlds.
As far as I know, I believe Ongaro is coming. He is supposed to have been to the Desert Classic, and he was supposed to come to this, and he didn't go to either. So I don't know if he's planning on coming over separate for another testing or driving trip, or if he's just going to cold turkey it at the Worlds, which, I mean, he's probably one of the rare guys that could probably do that and still do okay. But, I mean, traditionally, you like to get some runs in. Worlds aren't easy to win without any practice.
Someone in the chat is saying, considering there is no sauce or prep allowed, it might be more of a debacle than a showcase. Depends on how much rubber puts down. Because someone mentioned that this is a huge showcase for AKA. Jason's like,
I don't.
Are drivers all, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I don't see it like that, but I think, I mean, yeah, people tend to like in those chats. I mean, people are a little kind of go off the deep end, but I mean, I think in general those tires work well at that track. Guys like Scott Spear and Richard Lake are AKA drivers, and they race there all the time. They race all the club races. They probably have more wheel time, track time on that track than anything. Well, I'm going to actually say they have more track time there than anybody else. Scott Spear and Richard Lake, those are the tires they run all the time there. And that's kind of why they chose that particular tire and compound, because of those particular guys that are a big part of that track there. And I think that they perform okay. I think that the issue is that the no sauce rule hurts a little bit. But going by the lap times today, that sound like it sounds like things are taking off a little better now. Like the track's coming in more, and the cars are looking better out there. But it's not. I mean, we're not talking about like. Sure, the cars could be a little bit loose, but I think when it's all said and done, you're going to be seeing some fantastic racing. But it's going to be, um, it's just, it's no mistakes racing, no bobbles, no mistakes. You're going to have to qualify in the top 3 to win probably. But that's 10 scale. The races are only 5 minutes. You have to be fast enough to qualify up towards the front. And then when push comes to shove in the A mains, you can't make mistakes. And if you do, the guy in second, third, fourth is the one that takes advantage of it. So from that perspective, it's not going to be any different than it always is. But I think it's still going to be a great race. I think it's going to be different. Here's Gord. He's still blowing the track. And this is what this is usually about is if your guy is going out, you kind of want the track to be as good as possible so you can feel like your lap times are kind of valid, right? I mean, this is how I used to prepare. I mean, how we used to practice for our big race in Florida, the Winter Champs. I would not go out there unless the track was prepped. In my heyday, when we were testing and practicing, I would prep it
Right.
like I felt like a qualifier was going to be, because I didn't want to go out there on some surface and some track that felt like crap. I'm like, why would I? It's like that's not what we're going to race on. So, and then I would do it for 5 minutes. Probably back then it was probably 4, but now it's like I want to prep the track. I want it to be in good shape. My car is going to be race ready, and I'm going to try to put in 4 or 5 minutes of a perfect run. That was how I practiced. And here you can't really do that in open practice. You're going to be running into cars and short course trucks, but that's what Gord's doing. He's blowing it off and getting it ready to try to get a good lap times in. They want to know if their changes were good. Because everyone's
I saw a question down there. Are the drivers allowed to do anything with the tires, like sanding?
You can't do anything. No. The rear
No.
tires for, 2-wheel front, you can do anything you want. That's open. But the rear of 2-wheel and 4-wheel front and rear, they stay in tech the whole time. So they're not even in your pit.
Oh, okay. Yeah, somebody asked a question. Are the tires being impounded?
Yeah, they're impounded at the Worlds. You have to mount them in tech. You have to prep them in tech, as far as that's when you glue them. And then they stay there. And then when you go up for your race, they usually have like locations, you'll have them like in a bag or something. I think in Slovakia, you had like a plastic bin that you put your tires in, and they put them in like cubby holes. Like you're in kindergarten, and you got those little cubby holes.
Yeah, your little like
it was kind of like
locker.
that. Yeah, you kind of had like your own little slot. So say if there's 100 and something drivers, you had 100 and something spaces, and that's where the drivers had all their tires.
Yeah.
You get your bin. You can pick from your selection of which ones you've ran. They're all marked by tech, and you put them on for your qualifier. And when your car comes off the track from the qualifier, it goes right back to tech. You take them off, they go back in your bin, and your car goes back to the pits without the tires. It's a lot of work. It's a ton of work.
Sounds it.
Because you have to have people in tire tech the entire time between mounting and, so it's just a lot of work.
Jason Santos is here. We were just bragging
Yes.
about you, Jason, how you dominated at a drone speedway.
Yeah, we had a good weekend out there.
Jeff Keaton is checking in, and what's up, Jeff? I haven't heard from Jeff in ages. Jeff is in a Facebook fight, by the way, Jason,
Okay.
and he needs to know what is the longest running club and track still running today that you know of. Savannah opened up in '86. What's later than that?
Um, well, the other track that I can think of is, and it's not a club. I don't know what he's in, but Moore, MHOR, which is in Denver, Colorado. Chad Brockman, remember he was on the show.
Yeah.
His place has been around. It has to be in that range. His track, because his dad ran it previously, and he's so it's a second generation running the track. He's got to be right in there. Oh, Jeff in a Facebook fight? No. No way.
Possible.
So more Savannah's got to be right up there. I know Mills Pond has been around a really long time because I think Paul said he started out there somewhere, so it's been around a long time. Lake Park has got to be up there. I don't know that it was before '86, but I know Paul said he ran a Winter Champs. Not a Winter Champs, but I want to say Paul was there in '86 or '87 in Winter Champs. So it's right up there. There's another track I was trying to think about. The old track that it's probably not around anymore, but I remember them talking about it. What was the one in Vineland, New Jersey? What was that one?
Yeah. Family Hobbies.
That one was around for a long time.
Wait. Still around?
I just remember people talking about a track in Vineland being around for a really
Family
long time.
Hobbies Raceway.
I remember them talking about that one, being around.
Last time I was there was actually 96.
I wouldn't be surprised if Coral Springs is in from the 80s too. So I would say Savannah, Moore, Lake Park, Coral Springs, that track in Vineland.
Wow, they're still around. And Linda and Ron still running it.
Really?
Yeah, according to this post on RC Tech.
I've never been there. It's probably one of the only places I've never been. So I'd say those 5 locations got to be way up there.
Oh, no. Jason Santos is saying it closed. But on this post I'm looking at, RC Tech from April... Let me go here. April 4th, 2023. What's this guy talking about? Maybe I'm mistaken here about what this whole thing is. I can go to the last page. Somebody recently posted, though. I mean, April 4th wasn't that long ago.
Well,
right?
Those are the tracks I can think of.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think.
Englishtown, New Jersey. That's the one I was... I went there a few times when I was at Trinity.
I have to ask Jason Santos what was when the RC10 came with a flyer or a newsletter that said when Jay Halsey won the Nationals. Was that in Vineland? The very first Roar Nats for off-road 10
Jason,
scale?
click on the link. Get on the show.
I can't remember if that was a Vineland or... Because I think it was New Jersey when Halsey won the first Roar Nats with the RC10. But that's going back to Jeff. Those got to be the 5 tracks I can think of. I'm trying to go over in my head if there's any others, but I bet you the club that was CRCRC, because I want to say, wasn't this year's CRC event like 30 years? But
Bill Collins is saying Trackside Hobby started in 1984.
man, that's a lot. That's right along there. Damn.
Jason Santos is saying he believes the property in Vineland was sold.
Okay.
So Trackside Hobby's still around?
It is, but I can't imagine it's the same location though. Not that it matters, but and Scotty Ernst, I mean, there's no way he probably started it in 1984. So Scotty must have been a second owner or something. And then now Jamie Tenney's has it.
Still, that's pretty impressive, Vineland, if they closed just a few years ago.
Oh yeah, I mean they have to be in the running. They have to be in the running of those mid '80s tracks.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly though, like when you really think about it, I mean, what's the percentage of? Yeah, so CRC would be. Is he saying 36
So Adam's saying
year?
CRC 36.
Yeah.
Yep.
Would have been in the 36th year. So, but they don't even have a track, right? I don't think they even have a track. I think they have a club, but not a track. What you would think. You kind of need. But either way, that's a long time.
Bill Collins is saying, yes, Scotty was the second owner of Trackside. Location moved a few times.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, 84. I mean, what I was going to say was, what I was going to say though was, I mean, how many businesses have been around that long? I mean, in general, I mean, it's like, I mean, you got to be in a pretty small percentile to have, businesses over, 30, 40 years, right? Like it can't be that. I mean, people talk about, family operations and all that, but still, I mean, you go 30, 40 years doing anything, that's a pretty long run.
Yeah, just a tad.
I'll have to see how Jeff does with his argument.
Wow, John Bolton saying Hobby Haven is over 50 years old, racing most of the years, not same location though. Wow, 50
I mean,
years?
what's older than that?
Good God.
But I guess you'd have to say when.
I mean, do we penalize them for moving?
Probably no. It's got to be the same name. You're in. I mean,
Same
50
name you're
years.
in, right?
I mean,
Good God.
obviously they weren't. I mean, you got to kind of go when they were because I'm sure the argument is a racing venue, right? That's the argument that Jeff was talking about.
Right.
A club, really.
Club. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. But yeah, 50
Clubs.
years. I mean, 50 years. How do you top that? 60.
Longest running club, yeah. Now, when I started racing the local track here, it was a club.
Yeah, that's how mine was. Yeah.
Yeah. Those
We
were fun, but
we were
people...
Gore, Greater Orlando Auto Racers.
Gore.
Yep. GOAR.
Okay. What's pretty impressive is RC Tech is still around as a forum.
I haven't logged on. I haven't been on there forever.
It looks like there's people still active. I didn't realize forums was even...
I think Paul checks it.
Yeah, I'm sure he goes in here under the thought there was a J Concepts thing.
Yeah,
saw
I
here.
think there was
Maybe
one
I
or
didn't.
two. I mean, he used to check that thing, and
Let's see. Electric On Road was updated today. Somebody posted. So today. So everybody's still active on it. Wow.
unbelievable.
Jesus. That is unbelievable. Because there's not many forums left, like for video games or anything. I don't think there's anything now. I mean,
There's
maybe
nothing.
it's something I'm missing. Huh?
You know what's unfortunate is those forums were so good at it was so good at organizing the data, right? You know, between the different links and the different things that you have. That was what was good about them. And you know, now with so much social media, but what sucks about social media is nothing's organized, right? Like it's not. You don't have those build. You know, like in RC, there's build threads, and you know,
Right.
um, you'd have a, you know, like I think we had a J Concepts thread, right, on RC Tech, and I
Yeah.
don't know when Paul started that. You should pull it up on there. See how old it is.
Yeah, let me look for it here and
He
see.
probably
I
started
thought
it
there
in
was. I
like
could be mistaken. It might be under
he probably started it
Electric
in
Off Road,
like
maybe?
I don't know. There might be one just for manufacturers if I remember right.
Let
Like
me, let me share this tab here and we'll scroll through.
is there like a section that's like just for? I don't even know the last time I was on a forum like this.
Well, this is the first time I've been on this since probably, man, I don't know, 2002. I don't know why that
So
two
over
comes into
20
play,
years.
but
So over 2 years, 20 years.
seriously, I haven't really. Yeah, I mean, if I'm remembering correctly, when forums was a thing, like forums was a thing in early 2000, late 90s, early 2000.
Mm-hmm.
Tech Talk. Manufacturer. I don't see anything here. Nitro Off Road, Electric Off Road, Industry News. No. Oh, anyway.
Yeah,
RC
I
Tech.
thought we had. I thought it was organized, kind of like. And there was a. I mean, can you just search? Is there like a search thing?
How do you do that? Right here.
I don't,
J Concepts.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. J Concepts Green. Oh, no, that's not it. Oh, here we go. We get some help from the people in the chat. Randy's saying J Concepts thread is in the Electric Off Road. That's what I thought. I was in there. I was in there.
Okay.
God, I can't navigate these forums.
I mean, back in the day, you would just be like whipping through here. You're just out of shape. You're just out of shape.
Dude, this is unreal. All right.
You're like, how do we do this again?
Electric. Wait, where am I at? Well, apparently nobody's talking about J Concepts, so it must be buried pretty deep.
Oh man.
Yeah, sorry, Jason.
Nobody talking about us on the forums. Damn.
No, nobody's talking about you. Oh, there it is. I just saw a J Concepts thread on the bottom there. Well, let's see when the last message was. 5:20. Jason, come on. You got to at least go in there with some fake candles and make this thing active.
Burger Kinger.
Yeah, so there you go. There's a J Concepts thread. So people go in there and get this, bump it up. Is that the old, we used to say back in the day, bump it?
Yeah, like Andrew Moore. This thread is still going wild. I think he started it. I think Andrew Moore started it for us, actually.
Really?
I think he did. Yeah, that's
So how
why
do I go back to find out when the first,
I'm wondering.
just you go
That's
up
what I
here
was
and go to
wondering,
first
yeah.
page. How do I do this here? Oh.
I like it's how it's like our first day on the internet all over again.
Apologies again to the audio listeners.
Yeah.
I'll have to edit this up a little.
They
So Andy
understand.
Moore did start the J Concepts thread on March 5th, 2007.
Wow.
And he just commented recently that this thread's still going. Wow.
Yeah, it's
wild.
amazing.
All right, so on March 5th, 2007, Andy wrote, I figured I would start a thread about J Concepts in here in case you guys had questions, concerns, or comments. I know there's already a thread for the BJ4. BJ4.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm leaving those alone. So this is for bodies, wings, and other accessories. I'll also update with news and new product information when I can.
Look at that. Andrew, he was hooking us up.
So that was March 5th, 2007. And then how do I go to the last page?
There's like, isn't there a button that says last page? Isn't that like how the whole thing works?
Right there it is. And then fast forward to May 17th, 2023, Andy decides to check in. You know, last time he checked in was 2007. And he checked in.
Well, he started
in
it. He started it in 2007.
Oh, he started it in 2007, but did he check in at all anytime after that? I'm sure.
Yeah, he was monitoring.
But I'd be curious to know, when did Andy stop, and then he just checked in 2023 and it's like, God damn, this thing's still going.
I mean, and this wasn't long ago. This was 5/17. So it's funny that he was apparently he was thinking about it too. It's like, man, this thing is still out here.
That's crazy, right?
Yeah.
So I'm guessing this is the how many posts are in here? This number up here, 10,463.
Damn.
And somebody left. Yep, 5/20/23 was the last question. Actually, post number 10,467. Jason, you can answer this question because it hasn't been answered yet for Aussie B64D. Are there any Australian stock? I think he messed that up, right? You can't see it.
I can't see it.
Are there any Australian stockists for the blue 13mm shot caps yet? Hanging out for them to complete my tool drive.
Yeah, that's what they call distributors, stockists, or dealers. They call them stockists.
Okay.
But yeah, we have a distributor. Yeah, we do have a distributor in Australia. So it does take a while to kind of get the order, put it together, ship it there. So there is some lag there, but yeah, they should be getting them. Or they could just go online.
Wow, Randy is saying, Randy Egger is saying, my RC Tech username is Stealth Pilot for when the Stealth car came out. Laughing out loud.
Wow. So he must be talking about maybe the B4 though, right? He must be talking about the B4 as being the stealth car, because yeah,
the stealth car was what, 90?
Well, there was the first one in 89, then the 91. So there was obviously no forums in 89 or 91. But what came out in 89 also?
Are we sure there was no forums in 90?
There was no forums in 90. I'm sure I would have been on there.
Well, I don't know. I was watching Computer Chronicles on YouTube. It's all from like the early 80s.
Okay.
And freaking people, they were communicating back then on something like, they didn't call them forums, but I forget what they called them. But I'm like,
Trinity Tech Talk.
Yeah.
They were on Trinity Tech Talk.
Oh, man. I used to love Trinity Tech Talk. Not the revised version, like the watered down version that came out.
The first one was just absolutely brutal.
Yeah, it was just total chaos.
I never went on there because I knew it was just gonna make
it was so much fun. And Ernie was always in there chatting it up with people.
Unbelievable.
arguing.
It's amazing.
There's
Like,
another
oh,
question.
we're answering RC Tech questions. Is that what we're doing?
Well, how cool is that?
We're just going in
If any-
reverse chronological order or reverse or
Right, well,
whatever.
this is-
Yeah, we're going.
Nobody answered Aussie B64D, so
We got to him.
there we go. We got to him.
Yeah.
And what you got? The CEO of J Concepts answered your question on the podcast. How awesome is that? Maybe he's a listener.
That's our new thing. We go to
Yeah.
old forums and pick out
So
questions
this-
to answer.
Here's Paul Wynn. This is Paul commenting, right? PW.
Yep.
There you go. So Paul is active in there. See that?
Yeah, I told you. He checks it
Yep,
out.
he's in there answering questions. But we got to Aussie first.
He'll go on there
Yeah.
on Monday and be like, "Yeah, they should have had this answered on the podcast, but
Yeah.
yeah." So
Michael is saying the for sale forum on RC Tech stays pretty busy.
I want to say somebody told me at one time that A-Main Hobbies owns RC Tech, but I don't know if that's true.
Oh wow, jeez.
I mean, they didn't always own it, but they own it now.
Well, do you know who started RC Tech?
I do, but I can't remember his name. Paul knows him. I think he was an on-road racer, and I can't remember right now. But yeah, I think his name was Shane. Shane something. Yeah, it's pretty impressive.
It is. Actually, let's go to the very first page of the for sale and see what somebody's selling.
You know what's got to be the most difficult
Oh,
about
yeah,
this
what the heck?
is
happened?
making sure that it keeps working, like and as the
Yeah,
generations
was it ever
go
shut
by.
down at all for like?
I think it
maintenance?
has. I think it has. I mean, is there like new like formats for these things? I mean, this thing looks exactly the same as it always has.
Yeah, it hasn't changed.
I mean, this like software that runs it, it's got to be like from '98.
Well, I think they
Right?
probably upgraded that. I'm sure
guy
they
that
upgraded.
invented this forum software. He was like had his hair like dyed, with the M&M color, and his Oakley sunglasses on.
So they had a site. We got to get off this. This is terrible for the audio guys. So they had a site change question, and I guess they changed it at one time, and they asked, "Do you like how it looks?" But man, it looks the same to me. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't see anything that changed. All right,
I agree.
that was fun going down memory lane there.
Mm-hmm.
Is this where you announced the BJ4?
No, it's not. We
What
did
that's
that.
still on here.
We did that on a site called rc10b4.com.
Oh, okay.
Isn't there a website you can go to that shows you what old websites look like? What is that
Way
called?
back something.
And
I don't
you
know.
can
Help us out.
you can like go to an old site, right? Or you can see what it looked like anyway.
Yeah, because I know that you can see what Trinity Tech Talk used to look like. Somebody sent me the link. They're like, "Hey, check this out," but I forget what the. I want to say like something like the Wayback Machine or something. Like if you Google that, it'll take you to old
We need to
look
look
at this.
that
We
up.
have Jason Santos is in here for some help. He probably got all aggravated with us and like, I gotta go in here and correct these guys. Jason, what's up, buddy?
How's it
Can
going?
you hear me?
What's
There
happening?
he is.
What's new?
Oh man, we're
I don't know. You tell us. You
we're-
popped
we're-
in here, bro.
I'm gonna have to put some earbuds in or something.
Yeah, you gotta get something. I can't hear you.
we're going down memory lane right now on RC Tech.
Yeah. I'm trying to find the wow, here's a Team Durango thread, Jason.
That's pretty old.
Can you hear it all?
That's,
I can
yeah,
hear
it
you.
sounds the same, but
You
I
can hear?
can hear you. Yeah. It's a little muffled.
Yeah. I don't know how much I can do about it.
That's fine right
Let's
there.
see.
Hold on one second. Let me try something here on my end. Go ahead, say something. Say hello. I don't know if
Say
you can hear
something.
me. There you go. I got you up a little bit louder now.
Okay.
Punched you up a little.
Yeah, that's not bad. Yeah. So what do you want to correct this on, Jason?
I'm getting I'm not nothing.
Are you getting an echo?
Yeah, I'm getting that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, well, we were just talking about RC Tech and everything, and it's kind of interesting because Jason obviously has been on, RC10 talk for years and years, and we were just talking about old forums and how it's laid out and how it's kind of organized where you can see things. That's the unfortunate part of social media today is it's hard to find things. Where that's what the forum stuff was really good for, was finding stuff and organizing it, but it's kind of went away, except for probably things that are like builds and stuff like that. And then the for sale thing, somebody was just saying RC Tech, the buy and sell or for sale was pretty active.
Yeah, I think
I wonder if I'd be
Jason.
better off on my cell phone or something.
Yeah, I'll send you my number. We'll remove Jason from the stream. And we'll kick him from the studio. No, I don't want to kick him. That bans him, I think.
Yeah, you don't want to ban them.
Yeah. Well, I wonder what Jason had to say. I mean, I guess he wanted to talk about how great he did at Adrenaline RC Speedway.
We had a great time.
Well, then I should hold more races there. Let me try something here real quick. Give me a second here. I gotta make sure I'm connected to Bluetooth. There we go. All right, I'm gonna kick guest. There we go.
This segment is sponsored
Now what's
by
that, Jason?
This segment is sponsored by Bigfoot, the original
Oh no.
monster truck. I was just having fun.
There.
That was fun for me. I'm ready to go. I need to go eat.
I just saw you had a Bigfoot thing up here too. A new body you got came out or something.
Yeah, it wasn't long ago. We had a new body there. Tribute wheels is what we call it.
Jason. No, I'm not sure how that works. Jason's trying to check in through the phone, but we're gonna ignore that one. All right, so that was fun going down memory lane on going on RC Tech. That's wow, that is crazy. That, like I said, a lot of my video game forums are not even around anymore, Jason.
Damn.
I know PlayStation shut theirs down. They had a forum that used to always go on. They shut that down.
I bet you had thousands of posts in there.
Yeah, I was on there. I was on IGN's One Up Gaming. I was up on that one a lot. They had a forum in there, but that's what you did back in the day. Go on the forums, get your questions answered, and
I don't think I've ever
amazing,
answered. I don't think I've ever asked a question in a forum ever. I don't know why.
you know
but,
everything.
well, no, I just maybe
But
I just.
but you browse the forums back. I mean, that was fun to do back in the day. So
Oh, it was like, you know, once there's like a fight on social media, you go in and read the comments. That's how the forums used to be, right? Like, because people
Yeah.
just fight in there.
yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah,
Pretty impressive. Now I'm going to go out and look for forums now to see what's still out there and still active.
I want to try to find that I want to try to find that website thing where you can look at an old website. I want to see that.
Yeah, we'll Google that at the end of the show. And
Yeah.
I know, like I said, a listener sent me a link, and I believe that's the same, like, Wayback Machine or something like that.
Okay.
And they sent me a link, and they're saying, "Hey, check out Trinity Tech Talk from back in your day," and I click on it, and yeah, it was.
But you
the
just see a
actual-
picture, right? Like it's not like nothing works.
Yeah, you
right?
can't go in and see the actual. At least I couldn't click on it.
It just shows you a
other
home
than-
page, probably, right?
Right, you can see the old Team Losi site
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go do that tonight.
because they sent me a Tech Talk and the Losi one.
Okay.
And that was a long time ago, though, so I don't know if they're still using that site or not. But yeah, I'm going to check it out. And that'd be fun to go see.
I want to say that somebody sent me one of the old J Concepts ones once, but I have to go back and look.
I was just going to ask you, when did you launch your website?
It probably was the end of 2003. The end of
Right.
2003 was probably when it started. I would
When
say
did
around
Concepts,
2003 is when we started. So
right, but like, was it like February, March?
It depends what you really want to go by, I guess. We like applied as J Concepts for a name in like 2001 or 2002.
Right.
Like we have like applied for a, with the state of Florida, we have that information from like 01, 02. And then 03, I think, is when, we had the Worlds. That's when we considered the start of J Concepts was the Worlds in 2003. And we started, I think the website, it must have launched at the end of 2003.
Okay. So we go back and check out and see what that looked like.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious. I mean, I kind of remember what it looked like, but
yeah, I wonder if like somebody has to capture that stuff though and then upload. Like,
I think
or
that's
is
what
it-
it is.
or does like AI
Actually,
take
I-
over and do it?
Oh no, here we go. I don't know.
AI is a whole another.
I
subject.
don't know. I don't know how it works. I've kind of
Yeah.
been curious.
All right, we'll go check it out.
I've always been curious about that.
All right, everybody. Well, let's Google this at the end of the show and go check out the old websites. I'm going to see through my message. I didn't delete it, so I'm going to go check my messages. And I can't remember who sent that to me, though, with the Trinity Tech Talk. So it'd be cool to go visit that again.
Yeah, it must be just like a photo, right? Like maybe if you can, I wonder if you can search for like,
I know I didn't click on anything else other than...
I mean, can you just like say you put in 1997 Team Losi website, like if a picture
doing it
of
right
it
now.
comes up, if a picture
was-
of it comes up.
Oh, I'm sure it does on the images.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. And then somebody has a website that essentially like categorizes all that stuff.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll check this out after the show.
Okay,
Well, there
me
you have
too.
it. 2:42. Yeah, Jason's heading out to get something to eat. I thought you had a Starbucks meal there before we started. Man,
No, I
you're
had a
hungry
little
man.
bit. Had a little. Yeah, it was a little banana nut bread that I had left over from today sometime.
Right. All right. So we have the world's warm ups going on,
Yeah, we need to talk about
and
that.
then we could talk about that next week.
Yep. And then after
how
that
everything
is the
went,
Roar
and-
Nationals. So
That's next weekend.
yeah,
Or-
next weekend.
Or we? Okay, so we got to put in a show before you leave,
Yep.
and we'll cover the cover on what goes on at the Nationals then too. So
Yeah, I'm
best of luck
excited.
to everybody out there at Arizona at the World's Warm Up. Hopefully, your team drivers are out there collecting dirt samples. So,
Yes.
all right,
All right.
242 in the
thank you.
books. Jason Santos. He says later, guys. Yeah, sorry we couldn't get you on the show, but you know,
We just need to organize it so we can just do we can do it well.
yeah. All right, catch you on the next one. See yous.
See ya.